Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Jesse here from Long Lost Robots. Let's make some music.
Right here, you fall, hold me and never let me go. She said,
So in this video, we're going to go over what I started in the last video, my first video of Let's Make Some Music. So I want to make this series, the point of this series is just to have you hang out with me here in the studio as I make music. And instead of doing a tutorial on one subject, I'm hoping you can just start taking bits and pieces in real time and in real working situation and put it to use in your home studio. So in the last video, we started with the MPC and we were working there a lot. So this is the main idea that we have so far. And here's some of the sounds that I generated. Right? It's a beat, just like you're making in MPC1, but we're creating songs here, and a lot of them are alternative rock, indie rock songs, indie pop songs. So what I've done so far is, as we open up Logic, you can see here, I already have my drum tracks loaded and almost ready to go. I have a couple other verses or another verse and a couple choruses that I need to add in. What I'm doing is I've exploded the tracks from the MPC1. So I'll do a specific video on exploding tracks and some tips that are going to go along with that. But for right now, let's stick to songwriting. As I've made WAV files out of my drums, I simply brought them in and dragged them into Logic Pro. And I have every instrument on a track, as in my kick, kick 2, snare, because there was actually 2 kicks and 2 snares. Really, there was only about 8 pieces. It's really just some hi-hats, a closed hi-hat, and a couple other hi-hats that just do a certain funky little rhythm, you know? All right, guys, so Logic Pro is in complete sync with MPC1. And as I press play in Logic Pro, MPC1 starts, and that is how I'm going to translate all my audio from my hardware into Logic Pro. It should be all on time. Everything should be just fine. So let's go ahead and go in and see what's going on. Let's just hear what I have first, and you're going to hear the synthesizer without the verse synthesizer sound without recording it right now. All right, so my main goal is to start getting a little bit of beef to this song, meat and potatoes, so to speak, as in we need something to work with. So many people get lost because they just don't have a vision of where to go, and you need to get that in here and then get that translated to the computer very fast, right? So having said that, let's go ahead and get the JU06 into some verses here. Let's get it recorded. And what I'm doing right now is I actually have the JU06 plugged directly to my Scarlett 18920. And then I have another signal because I bypass that signal with my patch bay. I got a video on that. Go check it out. And I have that running into the TPS2. It's a little preamp from Art. It's really cool. For the money, it definitely does the job. So that way I can get maybe 2 signals and have something else to kind of play with. So I'll have the direct line and another line. Everything's sounding pretty good right now. So let's go ahead and record that and see what happens. We're going to start from the very beginning. Let's hear that back real quick and get a sound check. Only hearing one. Let's try that over. There we go. I like how it doesn't show the waveform in this one. It's awesome. Okay, I think I'm actually hearing, I don't know why that is, but so in the MPC, So in the MPC, you can see like receive clock. I can go over here, MIDI, turn that off, and that way I'm not receiving any signal right now. So one thing that'll slow you down in the recording process really quick is being a little rusty and not knowing your gear. That'll get you real fast, guys. All right, guys, so I got all the bugs out. How to get all my tracks going and everything like that. Pain in the ass. Let's make some music. So that's real low. See, all the stuff you got to do, guys. You got to get the right sound no matter what. The most important thing you can do in your productions is get the take proper. Okay, get the take properly. That's the most important thing you can do. Well, that sounds a whole lot better. So 6 is cracking. 6 was peaking a little bit. It doesn't show anywhere near peaking in the display here. Okay, let's do it. We're going to record both of them. Here we go. And the cool thing about recording this in real time is that you don't have to necessarily loop things and get that kind of sound. And also, I can do things in real time if I wanted to. Like right here. We're going to come in and I really thought this was the end for us. I really thought you concurred. Now that this was the end and I'm still learning on, I just want to say you took it too far. Alright guys, so I'm real happy with that take, but what I've done is actually I've just lowered things just a little bit more. I'm going to do it one more time, and I think I'm going to go ahead and free flow just a little bit more. Here's how it starts. I just want to give it a little breathing room before I start singing. It should be only 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Right? Just little things, just to kind of let it just build up a little bit. It's a very calm song. Alright guys, so not bad at all, not bad at all. I'm going to try that one more time, right? And we're going to go ahead and play with it a little bit more. Right now, I do want to check one thing. I just want to check on how hard the synth is hitting, because I don't want it to hit too hard and too fast. I kind of want it to just have a little softness to it. So let's hear how it sounds really quick. Too slow. Perfect. It's real important that everything that you do now, because everything you do now, you cannot change later. That's what I love about this type of recording, this old school recording. I really cannot get into plugins and all of that stuff that manipulates sounds to make it sound this way, and it goes here, and then you take it and you do. Can't do that, guys. We're making some really chill music here. We're using the best of our abilities along with technology. So let's go ahead and get that down. I think I got it. Now I'm going to kind of sing along to get me in place with what I want to do here. Just let it build up. Here we go. I really thought this was the end for us. I really thought you concurred. Now that this is sober and the verge is clear, I just wanna say I took it too far. You can see the waveform alone is much bigger than the direct signal. That direct signal was clipping pretty easy. This JU06 pushes in real easy. The JU06 has got some bite to it. And that synthesizer is pretty loud, so I'm liking that. But you know what? This is actually pretty busy, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tamp that down just a little bit. I'm going to keep this for the next verse. So let's go ahead and bring this over. Boom. And here's what I'm going to do. I like that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to re-record this. I'm going to get it started back where it was, and I'm just going to tap down this frequency really quick. So that's the thing with this setup here. I got to be really careful with what I'm hearing and what I'm not. Let's listen to that back. All right, guys, I'm really liking that. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do another one that'll be, I'll do another one and kind of make it a little bit heavier. So I'm going to bring this one over here. And instead of messing around in this video with copying and pasting verses and stuff like that, because I believe this first verse is actually going to completely copy, and then I have a third verse that I'll be doing for the third verse, and it's going to break down. But what I can do is let's go ahead and just copy and paste this verse. So I think I can do that now that I'm thinking about it. We'll go ahead and bring this right on back, guys. Okay, and then we're going to come right over here. The great thing is I can even just let this punch in itself. Let's turn our MPC on. There we go, guys. I'm digging that. Let's go ahead and hear that the second verse and check and see how that's going with the lyrics. I really thought this was the end for us. The melody's more important now. I really thought you concurred. Now that we are sober and the room is clear, I just wanna ask, what happened here? Okay, cool. Guys, that's awesome. Let's go ahead and go into the chorus. And this first chorus is gonna go, we're gonna fix that right now. Bam. We're not doing that. We're doing this one. We're doing this one. We're here. And now let's go ahead and do some real quick sound design for the chorus. I pretty much have a patch saved, and I'm even going to go ahead and just save that again. There we go. Let's go ahead and go into 6. Let's see how that sounds, guys. Let's go ahead and see how that sounds. I see if I can cycle it too. I'm digging that a lot. I'm loving it. The great thing about keeping your tracks separate, as in your verses and your choruses, the effects and choruses that you might be using, can now kind of just leak into the other one. As one is going out, the other one's coming in, and it's really cool. It cuts some of the edges off some of these loops that we're creating. But technically at this point, I'm actually recording real live sessions, and that's going to give the song a very dynamic, real feel instead of it just being copied and pasted. With a quiet song like this, you want to give the song some movement, even though it's very relaxed. And these aren't the only things that are going to be happening in the verses. It's just a tip of the iceberg, but I do not want to lose the nice romantic feel of the song. Romantic, it's a breakup song, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? So we need to make sure we keep the integrity of the idea, and that way, I believe it will translate to the listener, and it will be more authentic instead of this digitized sound that sometimes comes out of the digital synthesizers, which have their place, or software synthesizers. I want to keep the integrity of the JU06 and really keep that sound of the drums. Because right now, what you're hearing is everything is unprocessed. And this is going to be the very first song I've done in a long time where I will not touch anything until it's all recorded. And then I will go ahead and go through and start mixing and adding all the flavor later on. At least that's the way it's going to be right now. If I have time, you know how it is. I got to sneak in time when I can. But right now, we definitely want to make sure that, or I definitely want to challenge myself and not produce and sound design until the very end and I got all my tracks. So let's go ahead and continue and get this chorus going. And here I am doing the verse riff over the chorus. Let's do that again. Come on, guys. We all gotta make mistakes, right? Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and do Then it was over, and it was all for good. I'm thinking about doing a whole nother layer right now. It's gonna be more high pitched. This one has a nice sub. You can feel it and hear it. And this chorus also might be a little long, but that's fine. I can manipulate it later on. It gives me more to play with. We gotta hit that hit. Let's do it over, guys. Check this out. We gotta do that hit. Hit that in just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, got it. I got it. Yeah, I think I got it. All right, guys. Not bad at all. And what I can do even is just kind of kick this right over here. Boom, right? And I can come right over here and we can go ahead and just do another verse. Let's make sure my time's not running out on my cameras. All right, guys, not too bad at all. I'm going to go ahead and go over some of this by myself, get the cans on, but I hope you've understood how I'm going to do this. If I go back and change anything, I promise you I'm not going to do much but hit record again and maybe get some different sounds, but I'm also going to start layering some sounds. Like this has a lot of bass to it, so I can actually maybe get it a little higher pitch. So let's say I even just wanted to go into the chorus really quick, guys. Let's turn on the MPC, go into MIDI clock. We're going to go into the higher key, the higher pitch or range, and let's see how that sounds. Let's just go ahead and play it. Can even tame that down a little bit with the frequency. Hit the sub on just to give it some beef. Cut down that harshness just a little bit. Let's hear how that sounds together again. Let's just play it. Loving that. I'm going to keep that and I'm not going to tweak it. I don't want it wobbling all over the place. I'm actually going to tamp that down just a little bit. And that way it doesn't get too crazy and out of control, right? We're going to smooth that out. Let's go ahead and do that. Love that. It's already getting fat. And of course, I'll mess with the volumes and cameras as well. All right, right, guys. So that's it for me. I hope you've learned a lot today. I know I have. I'm learning so much about my gear. As I use it, I learn about it, and that's the only and the best and more the funnest way to really learn your gear is put it to use. Guys, don't let your gear sit. Make some music. It's a goddamn shame if you are not creating and getting your stuff recorded so you can hear it and share it with others. Have fun, guys. I hope you've learned something here. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It means a lot to a small content creator like myself. And while you're at it, you're subscribing to my channel, subscribe to your other favorite channels as well. Guys, take care. My name is Jesse Joels. I hope you are making some beautiful music, and we'll talk to you soon.